All right, so scientists, some, are sounding the alarm on a so-called solar superstorm that could, and this is important, underline the word could, eventually wipe out the internet for weeks or even months.
In the infinite canvas of the cosmos, our sun, a fiery celestial entity, is gearing up for a performance of a lifetime, a solar storm of a magnitude not seen in a century. Here at Beyond the Forecast, we're taking you on a journey to explore this impending cosmic event. However, this is no ordinary solar storm. It's anticipated to be the most significant one in 100 years, set to hit Earth in late 2024. We'll delve into the science behind this extraordinary phenomenon, its potential impacts on our planet, and how we can prepare for it. So, fasten your seatbelts and join us on this thrilling exploration of the sun's power and the storm that's brewing, only on Beyond the Forecast. Understanding solar storms. To begin with, let's clarify what we mean by a solar storm. A solar storm, also known as a solar flare, is a sudden surge in the sun's brightness, typically noticed near its surface. These flares represent the most powerful explosions in our solar system. They appear as luminous spots on the sun, and their duration can range from a few minutes to several hours. Solar flares are usually detected by the light, or photons, they release, covering nearly all wavelengths of the spectrum. The main methods of tracking these flares involve the use of X-rays and visible light. Additionally, these flares are locations where particles such as electrons, protons, and heavier particles gain speed. The 1924 solar storm. Now, why is this solar storm being labeled as the most significant in a century? To answer that, we need to go back to 1924. During that year, a colossal solar storm struck our planet, leading to extensive radio interference and spectacular auroras that could be seen as far south as Texas. The intensity of the 1924 solar storm was such that it reportedly transformed night into day. This was evident as individuals in the northeastern regions of the United States were able to read newspapers solely by the light emitted from the aurora. The 2024 solar storm. Moving ahead to 2024, experts and scientists are predicting a solar storm of similar magnitude. But this time, the stakes are much higher. In our modern tech-driven world, a solar storm of this size could have far-reaching consequences. Before we delve into the upcoming solar storm, let's pause for a moment. If you're intrigued by natural disasters and phenomena, don't forget to subscribe to Beyond the Forecast. Click the bell icon to stay updated on our latest content. Remember, knowledge is our best defense against the unpredictable. Stay informed, stay safe, and let's journey together into the heart of nature's most fascinating events. Up next, we'll discuss the largest solar storm in a century, expected to hit Earth in late 2024. Stay tuned. Potential impact. Imagine, if you will, a world where GPS systems fail, power grids collapse, and even the internet could go down. Scary, isn't it? However, these are the potential repercussions of a substantial solar storm. Our dependence on technology has left us susceptible to the unpredictable nature of our sun. A solar storm of such scale could interfere with satellite communications, impact aviation, trigger power outages, and even have implications on the global economy. The impact on satellites and human health. Solar storms, or space weather, can significantly affect our technological infrastructure, particularly satellites and spacecraft. These intense phenomena can inflict damage on these devices, leading to disruptions in communication systems, navigation, and weather satellites. They also pose potential risks to astronauts in space. Furthermore, solar storms can escalate the levels of radiation we're exposed to on Earth. While our atmosphere and magnetic field shield us from most of this radiation, a potent solar storm could potentially amplify radiation levels, especially at high altitudes. This highlights the multifaceted impacts of solar storms on human health and technological systems. The impact on the power grid. One of the most significant impacts of a solar storm is on our power grid. The geomagnetic disturbances caused by a solar storm can induce currents in our power lines, potentially causing blackouts and damaging transformers. The impact on wildlife. Interestingly, solar storms can also affect wildlife. Some animals, like birds and sea turtles, use the Earth's magnetic field for navigation. A solar storm can disrupt these magnetic cues, potentially affecting these animals' ability to navigate. Preparing for the storm. So, what can we do to prepare for this impending solar storm? While we can't stop a solar storm, scientists and engineers are working on ways to protect our infrastructure and minimize the potential damage. These strategies encompass the construction of resilient networks, the design of satellites that can endure solar storms, and the enhancement of our predictive capabilities to provide us with advanced notice prior to the occurrence of a solar storm. Historical solar storms. Before we conclude, let's take a brief look at some of the most significant solar storms in history. The Carrington event of 1859, for instance, is considered the largest solar storm on record. Telegraph systems across Europe and North America failed, with some reports of operators receiving electric shocks and sparks causing fires. Then there was the solar storm of May 1921, which caused extensive disruptions to telegraph and telephone systems and ignited several devastating fires. The science behind predicting solar storms. The prediction of solar storms is indeed a sophisticated science. It requires close observation of the sun's activities, such as solar flares and sunspots, which can provide indications of a potential solar storm. A diverse range of tools and technologies are employed by scientists to monitor these events, including observatories on the ground and telescopes stationed in space. The sun and its activities. The sun, our solar system's central star, is a radiant sphere of incandescent gases. Its energy source is nuclear fusion reactions occurring in its core, where hydrogen atoms combine to form helium. This fusion process liberates an immense quantity of energy, manifesting as light and heat. However, the sun is more than just a harmless celestial entity that supplies us with light and heat. It's also a vibrant and active star that persistently discharges streams of charged particles, a phenomenon referred to as the solar wind. The solar wind and space weather. The solar wind is a stream of charged particles released from the upper atmosphere of the sun. This plasma consists of mostly electrons, protons, and alpha particles with kinetic energy between 0.5 and 10 kilovolt. The solar wind affects the Earth's magnetosphere and is responsible for the auroras we see near the poles. But when the sun is particularly active, it can produce solar flares and coronal mass ejections, which can cause solar storms. These phenomena are part of what scientists call space weather. In conclusion, the upcoming solar storm of 2024 is a significant event that could have far-reaching impacts on our planet and our daily lives. From disrupting our technological infrastructure to affecting wildlife, this event underscores our vulnerability to the forces of nature. However, it also highlights the importance of scientific research and preparedness in mitigating these impacts. As we continue to monitor the sun's activities, we are reminded of our place in the cosmos and the need to respect and understand the natural phenomena that shape our world. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the fascinating world of solar storms. We hope this video has given you a deeper understanding of this natural phenomenon and its potential impacts. Remember, knowledge is power, and staying informed is the first step in being prepared. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content on natural disasters. Until next time, stay safe and stay curious.